These are 4 signs you're not in love with them, you're just trauma bonded. Trauma bonds form in toxic relationships where there's cycles of intense highs and lows which create an addictive attachment. You felt compelled to stay because sometimes they were really kind and loving, and you ignore all the pain and all the mistreatment that you actually endured. Number 1 is you justify their behaviour and you would do anything to take them back. You refuse to believe the way they treated you was actually abusive, and you almost gaslight yourself into making excuses for them. You suffer from cognitive dissonance where you're saying, yes, I know they hurt me, but they didn't mean it. It's not their fault, and maybe they were just stressed, because all you want to do is seek comfort in the same person that hurt you. Number 2 is you had the same fights over and over again. There were never any resolutions because they had no intention of actually changing. You lived in the hopes, never reality, because sometimes they would make empty promises saying they would fix it, but they never actually did. You always hid your needs and your feelings because you couldn't share your vulnerabilities without getting hurt. You were so scared of how they would misinterpret your communication because they would always get so reactive. They lack empathy and they always invalidated your feelings. They would get really annoyed at you and convince you that maybe you were the problem, which made you feel really emotionally turbulent because instead of listening, they would almost be disgusted at you. Number 3 is you never had a great reason to stay. You can't specifically pinpoint what it is that you love about them, and when people around you would ask you, why haven't you left yet, you would almost get defensive. You would say things like, no one understands, but there's something about them. This is just my person, and you've convinced yourself this is such a magical connection. Number 4 is you became a ride or die. You were their port of call for everything. You became their friend, their lover, their parent. You assisted them with work. You tried to mold yourself to be and look the way that they always wanted in hopes that they would love you more, but this was unsustainable because their mind was always changing. The sad truth is, once they became uninterested, there was nothing you could have said or done to make them want you, and in the entire process you not only lost yourself, but you lost your identity. The best thing you can do is acknowledge the unhealthy dynamics of that relationship, acknowledge the fact that you got abused, and detox from that person's presence, because sooner or later you're going to understand that person was not meant for you.